Okay, I'm back again doing my Kieran Malooly imitation behind my RTE desk, as you saw this morning on the Teams meeting. So I just had to do a quick demo of what I can and can't do using the likes of my setup here, which I'll show you later on. Now, you'll notice I have a tablet in my hand, and I'm using that to be able to control everything that's happening on my screen. So, for example, I can zoom out, as I've done this morning, flip myself out of from behind the desk to talk on, give a talking head presentation as such, and then flip myself back into the seat, so to speak. So if I want to go to, for example, go into my business modeling and enterprise development, it'll run through a transition and a brief introduction or a brief intro in the transition sequence. So here I'm back here now again. I've just added in a little bit of background music to enhance the online presence, so to speak. Now, while I'm in this main modeling area, I can talk about what we're going to cover today and blah, 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 all that sort of stuff about the module. And with a little flick of a switch here, I'm moving into my actual presentation. Now, even though I'm using PowerPoint here, as you can see on the screen behind, and just for the moment, I'm just using my mouse to venture through the PowerPoint, or step through the PowerPoint. This can be any source. This can be a web page, it can be a video, it can be anything online. Anything is essentially using a screen capture to trap anything on my second screen here. Now, if I want to for example, discuss that point in the PowerPoint, I can enlarge it. I can come out myself and talk about it and blah, 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 go on and expand upon the point and then revert myself back in. And even further again, I can enhance the PowerPoint itself just to do a little bit more in-depth explanation, for example. And of course, I can zoom out while I'm talking about this, and again reduce the PowerPoint back in again while I'm talking, and of course then end back into my camera setting. Now, that's just a very simple overview of how the structure and the format of the presentation would actually work. So by way of just a simple example of what my intros and outros are now, I'm not going to be talking over these. These will just, I'll play the sequence of intros that I can use before I start the lecture. And I've also got particular countdowns set up. So if we take a break, I can set up a countdown for 10 minutes and say stream starts back in 10 minutes. This is all being recorded live onto my PC at the moment. Of course, this can also in parallel be streamed out to Twitch, Facebook and YouTube. I have channels on Twitch and on YouTube where I can actually upload all this material and indeed put it into Moodle, or at least put the link into Moodle as once I finish the actual lecture and recording. So now, just to give you an example of the types of intros that I can use. So there are just two simple examples of intros, or three examples of intros, just compiled again using a piece of video editing software and adding in some graphics and merging them in and out and so on and so forth. A little bit of work involved, but nevertheless, it was worth it, I think. And that's what matters most, what I think. And then finally, this is what the I'll give two examples of what I call as outros. Come back to me when I need you. And where are we? Let's do a quick refresh. Yeah, and here we have it. So again, there won't be any video playing or any audio, just these outros, well, at least video on the outros themselves. So here's the first one, and then immediately now I'm coming back into my main page, and the last piece that I want to show you is what my setup looks like, and here it is. So yeah, here I am. This is me waving up at the screen. That's my mobile phone using, again, over Wi-Fi, connected to the application itself, and it's controlled from the tablet. I can show you exactly what you're looking at here on the screen. So I will just close that, and pretty much, as we say, that's it. That's how it's all coming together, and essentially all the ingredients are there to be able to deliver effective online presentation. More importantly, this can all be fed through or streamed through Zoom or MS Teams. As you saw this morning, you had that RTE desk coming through on Zoom. This was exactly this setup that I had here being projected in through another piece of software called NDI Tools, which allows you for a soft connection between two applications, and allows me to, or enables you to transmit video and audio into through different channels. And that's essentially how I'm able to get this background and this appearance, and so rather than use the backgrounds and Zoom or MS Teams themselves. So it's far more interactive and dynamic. So I can have all sorts of breakouts and use the Zoom functionality and so on, so on, so on. So hope you enjoy that as I say, a dry run for me, because this is the first time I've actually put this whole system together to test it out with the green screen and so on behind me. And yep, any feedback, more than welcome. And on that, now I'm going to sign off and stop recording.